Hey guys, welcome I love it. We're playing the intro. I see Prime come in, and I'm like, this is bad art. Sorry, Prime.
You know what? I deserve that. That's fair. I deserve that.
You did.
He didn't even know what was going on. He was just like, where am I?
He was just there, like, he was doing headlights. Just...
That has made my day. I needed that. I really needed that. Welcome back, everyone, to That Chelsea Show, aka Roman's Army. I am back with my elite crew. We've got CFC Gem. We've got David. I don't know how to say your last name. We've got Prime. We've got Daniel. We've got my personal sister, Bree, in the house as well. We're also waiting on Monster, who will be joining us very late. I'm probably going to do the same thing to him too. But yeah, let's see how this goes.
You better.
I probably will, you know. It might be a bit weird. Nah, I can't do it. Next time. But cool. I'm just going to throw this out there. And I want everyone to just say in or out. Yeah? Lampard in or out? Gem.
In.
David.
In.
Bree.
In for now.
Daniel.
In.
Prime.
I think he should go at the end of the season.
Oh wow.
Okay.
But that's based on my personal expectations I set out before he came in, and I think he's met them. So, yeah.
Okay, lay out your personal expectations. Let's see. Let's go.
Get this, whatever money and players he's given, get the team to a point where we can go on and challenge and win the Premier League and or the Champions League. I think by the end of the season, he should have done that at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's good enough to win those trophies personally right now because he's inexperienced and he's going to make so many mistakes as he has been doing.
Yeah. So. But assuming he leaves at the end of this season, who are you having in?
Julian Nagelsmann.
So from one person who's barely won of anything.
He's the only exciting manager that I rate out there at the moment.
But he hasn't won anything.
What's his experience as a manager? What's his experience as a manager? Is it any better than Lampard?
Yeah.
No. It's not. He hasn't done it for much longer than Lampard, but you could argue he's doing it at far higher quality than Lampard.
So then we haven't actually.
He hasn't won.
Yeah, but he's in Germany. Like, there's always a context to everything.
No.
Come on. The guys at Leipzig
already.
The guys at Leipzig.
I'm not hearing that.
Here's the thing about Frank. I think because he came in with a 3-year project. I think next season is where he'll either get the full season or be sacked. So I'm looking at Nagelsmann for 2 seasons' time, not necessarily come in next season.
Okay.
So that's why I'm thinking Nagelsmann.
Yeah, that's fair.
But assuming like Lampard leaves at the end of this season, you're having Nagelsmann in, no?
I think he's the only one that excites me right now, but
I know. Let's get rid of Frank Lampard, who has exactly the same level in terms of what they've won. They've won nothing, and probably experience as well. And just bring in a manager
who's just about won nothing.
Give us exciting football. But what is it you actually want?
I know, but
it doesn't make
why
sense.
I was thinking Nagelsmann for 2 seasons. I wouldn't sack Frank or get rid of him at the end of this season. No, not unless it's abysmally bad, which. I don't know. Some people could argue that.
I get the premise here of sacking Lampard for a more experienced manager, if that's your opinion, innit? However, you can't tell me you want to sack Lampard to bring in a manager who's going to win us trophies when the manager you want to bring in hasn't won trophies. Like, fair enough, he has his system. It clearly works. It works well for Leipzig and all of that. But I think your premise is kind of half-hearted. Like, it's there, but not there.
I didn't say experience for an experienced manager though.
He just wants a different manager.
He just wants Nagelsmann. That's what he wants.
I don't think Frank is the guy to win those big trophies with. I think Nagelsmann is the manager, or
he's come the closest to.
Yeah,
but my question,
say Poch, but we've seen Poch in those positions, and he hasn't been able to.
My answer to my question to that is: when Jose Mourinho was at Porto and he was young and he hadn't won anything, did you expect him to go and win a Champions League with Porto?
No.
So my point is.
Then again, how old was I when that happened? I didn't have any football knowledge back then.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I don't have that now. But what I'm saying is, at that point in Mourinho's stage of his career, he was probably the same as probably where Frank Lampard and Nagelsmann are in terms of didn't really have much experience. He'd worked with managers on the side, but he wasn't an actual manager until he went to Porto.
I know what you're saying, Graham. I don't know. Go on, Brian.
Sorry. However, Jose back then was still a hot commodity in Europe, highly talented. It's comparable with Nagelsmann, not with Frank.
Yeah. It's not the same thing because obviously Mourinho was at Barcelona as well. Worked under.
Yeah, that's not what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
I mean, Nagelsmann. Not many people know this about Nagelsmann. There's this thing in Germany called the Spielverlagerung. It's very long. It's very complicated. Nobody needs to know what it is. Basically, he went online and he managed to break down Thomas Tuchel's tactics. And then he ended up becoming like his assistant manager. He did a little bit of part work. Then he ended up at Hoffenheim, and he took Hoffenheim from 17th, who were like 7 points away from safety, to Champions League football in like 2 years. He made people like Mark Uth. No one ever heard of Mark Uth. He made him look good. He made Joe Linton look good. He made Joe Linton look like genuinely. The reason why Newcastle bought Joe Linton for 40 mil, Nagelsmann. He then went to Leipzig, and I think he's doing really well at Leipzig. I think the thing with Nagelsmann, Lampard is good. Could Nagelsmann do a better job? Yes, but is it worth getting rid of Lampard for? That's what you've got to weigh up.
Yeah, and I just think Nagelsmann is literally a direct representation of Poch, because you're saying we've seen Poch in them situations, but at the end of the day, Nagelsmann has been close to winning the Bundesliga. Poch has been close to winning the Premier League with Tottenham.
True.
Nagelsmann has been close to winning the domestic trophies. Poch has been close, been to semi-finals. We knocked them out, 5-3 in the FA Cup. Yes. Nagelsmann has been to a semi-finals in the Champions League. Poch has been to a final. So it's a direct representation. You can't tell me Nagelsmann has done more for Leipzig than Poch has done for Tottenham. When there's stepping stones. Poch had the Southampton team. He made that Southampton team look so much better. And then got his move to Tottenham. So it's all about perspective, really.
Yeah, but when you actually look into Poch at Spurs, which I have, it's ridiculous. There's a stat where over the course of 2 seasons he accumulated enough points where he was mathematically the best team in the league. In each
did he win though?
Seasons, he won the league.
You sound like them Liverpool ESPN stats.
It's ridiculous how
if some
he
bucks,
got so close and wasn't able to cross the line. Look at Sarri at Juve with the squad that he had. Never mind, he doesn't have the spending power and the might of Juventus. He was able to push them to the title every season. Come to Chelsea, and you may not like him, but he did win us the Europa League and finished 3rd in the league.
Yeah, but Frank Lampard was given last year a squad without Eden Hazard and a load of youngsters. So what? Cool. I don't get your argument there with him.
Cool. And I'm not saying we should get rid of Lampard this season. I do want to see how things play out because I actually could be wrong about Frank. And a part of me does think I am wrong. Yeah, so that's why I let him play out his project.
Yeah, I agree. You've got to give him the season. Still, you can ask me this 10 games later, and I'll probably still say the same thing. You've got to just give him the chance, man.
Yeah.
Really quickly, Christopher Segura says Nagelsmann got top 3 and semi-finals in the Champions League with RB Leipzig. He got the best out of Werner, and most likely will do the same with Havertz. It isn't a bad shout. He's been a good manager since 2013. I mean, when you look at it from that perspective about him getting the best out of Werner, isn't that what we want to see as Chelsea fans? So posing the question of Nagelsmann coming in and replacing Frank Lampard and then asking if it's worth it, I think that alone could potentially be worth the replacement at the end of the season.
Nagelsmann is more tactically astute than Frank is. You can say they have similar experience, and if that's the case, then based on their similar experience, Nagelsmann is a better manager.
Yeah, but Lampard's had Werner for how many games? 6?
We haven't even played the system yet.
It's a silly. You can't say anything about it yet.
No, but we haven't had the players in the like. The thing is, right? I know we haven't scored a goal in the past games. We're going to talk about that. I am not worried about us not scoring goals because that wasn't the problem last year.
No,
I'm not worried about that. So I know that last year we managed to create the second most chances with an attack of Mount, Pulisic, Willian, and Tammy. All right, we've now upgraded that to Pulisic, Havertz, Werner, and Ziyech. So we are going to create chances. We are going to create chances.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Coming from these last couple of games, how many chances did we create with these exact players on the pitch?
Cool. My point to that, though, is that I think in terms of the Sevilla game, it's a quick breakdown of it. I think people thought Sevilla were a rollover. No, Bayern Munich didn't beat Sevilla in 90 minutes. They went to extra time, and Bayern Munich are probably the best team in Europe right now. Sevilla are a very, very good team who have been together for a very, very long time under a very, very good manager who, Julian...
Lopetegui.
Whatever his name is. Obviously, he had the Real Madrid job, but that didn't go well for him. He's someone that needed this Sevilla type job to kind of save his career. So Sevilla are a good team, and in my opinion, I think what we showed is defensive resilience, something that we've not seen our team do in the last 2 years, maybe a year and a half or so. So, and then going into the United game, it's the flip side of the coin. Whatever side of the coin you fall on, yeah, you want to go with that. But I want to be on the other side where I saw Lampard go into a game and say, I don't want to concede. And we didn't concede, which means that we can actually do that. We can go into a game and say we don't want to concede. And I think you have to give him credit for that. Of course, we wanted to see our team attack. We wanted to see it flourish and all of that kind of stuff. But little steps, just like we said, chances aren't going to be a problem. But we've got to give Lampard the benefit of the doubt and allow him to try and create building blocks. Like everyone who asked me about the United game and said, what are your thoughts on the United game? I always said my response to it was, ask me in 5 games. Let me see what we've done, because the next 5 games are all winnable games. Like we said, obviously football don't work like that, but winnable games. Let's see what happens. If we go on a 5-game winning streak, the United game looks like a great point. Do you get what I'm saying? So...
Fair enough. Just really quickly, let me just read out this super chat really quickly. Christopher Segura says, thanks for the sleeping chat again, by the way. Also realize if Nagelsmann comes to Chelsea, usually he brings 1 to 2 players from their former team. Upamecano,
yeah.
His name, Upamecano. What's he? The centre back, innit? The world class guy. I mean, not a bad shout, but Jem, you were gonna say something?
My biggest issue with the Man United game wasn't the fact that we weren't attacking. Yes, we could have attacked more. The negatives of that game was, yes, we could have attacked more and we didn't. But my biggest problem wasn't Lampard and the way he laid out his formation, was actually individual players in the game. And I'm going to give you an example. The reason you play that formation with Reece James on the right and Chilwell on the left pushing forward so much is because you want them to get the ball and, provide attacking balls to the front 3. Every time we got the ball out to them and the Werners and the Havertz and the Pulisic's made runs, and I watched it numerous times throughout the games, Reece James chases the ball down. He's looking forward. What does he do? He turns around and goes backwards. The amount of times, that he done that in the game actually affected the attacking play of our game, because he was not. The boys were making runs that game. They were making runs. I saw Werner making runs. Reece James gets the ball, he goes backwards. No, I don't think that is. I think that's the player. There's no way in hell that you get given that freedom down the wing to go forward. And you go backwards. You go halfway up the pitch to then turn around and pass it backwards and start again.
The reason why I can't agree with you there is because we all know Reece James. How often does he always turn back around when he's got the ball and he's driving with the ball? Very rarely does he do that. I think those were his direct instructions from Frank Lampard. There's no other explanation, because usually direct and he gets to the final third, he makes the cross.
The point I'm trying to get at is when you've got three at the back, you have to worry less about defending because you're protected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're on the wings, you get the ball and you drive forward and you create chances for the attack, for our players. They weren't doing that. They were getting the ball and looking backwards. Every time they went to go forward, they stopped, turned around, went back to Jorginho. They're not looking to try and knock a ball behind the defence. But that's
the
my
point of Jorginho, though. This is my thing. This is why I said
I saw
Jorginho in the lineup. I can't remember who else, but I said I didn't want them to. It'll come to me. But I said, I rather would have had Kovacic because Kovacic will at least drive the ball forward. Yeah. With Jorginho, if you want Jorginho to be useful, you have to keep passing in the ball. And when you play counter-attacking football, needing someone to constantly have the ball turn, give it back to him, give it back, do this, and it's like just slows the play down.
David, the first 20 minutes of the game, he lost the ball. He lost the ball every time he got the ball. He kept giving it away.
Yeah,
I was going mental looking at him. Like he's like easy balls as well, and he was losing them. And I was just like, why are you playing this guy?
He just turns like a bus. Literally those kind of games when you want Kovacic because he's able to dribble around one or two people and he can give off the ball and you're already like an extra 5-10 yards up the pitch. Jorginho is when you play against teams like Palace and Newcastle, that's when you need Jorginho because that's probably happened. That might have happened.
Wait, sorry. What? What?
Yeah, that was
yeah.
Is that true?
And not just that, also the rest of the backroom staff are also going to leave as well.
Yeah.
Why though? Where's that
because
from?
Because Messi said, if you don't go, I will. And that's what happened.
Messi said, I leave or you leave.
I leave or you leave. That's what happened.
And I understand that. I get it. I'll pack my bags too. I get it. Sacrifices, isn't it?
Man United fans.
Sorry for cutting you off.
But Jorginho's useful against teams like West Brom, Newcastle, Palace. That's when he's useful. But Kovacic is useful when you need someone to, get
drive with the ball and open up spaces and get the ball through to the boys. Yes, I agree, 100%.
So I saw a comment here. It was pinned up earlier, and just going back to the whole Lampard situation. By the way, guys, I'm not Lampard out. I'm Lampard in, but it's just a conversation that we need to have in it. Going back to what that message had said, I can't find it anymore, but it basically said we need to take off the glasses, basically. We need to see that Frank Lampard, yes, he's our legend, but he wasn't our legend. Would we be having this from any other manager?
Yes.
If Sarri came to Chelsea and did this exact same thing, you would have had patience.
We're 4 points off the top, man. I don't get what the problem is right now. And we're only 6 games in.
What he's doing?
It's in 6 games.
Do you know what it is?
I don't get it.
Anita,
it's a silly argument.
This is what I want people to kind of deepen it, and I tried to break it down on the episode I recently did. Fu had even said it on his on their podcast, Stoppage Time TV, and he was basically saying Arsenal, Chelsea, United, if we want to get back to the days of old, we need to take off the glasses, sentimentality, take it, throw it in the bin and all of that. But my thing is, people, when we hired Lampard, the point of hiring Lampard was we're trying to change the process, change the strategy, change the model. We don't want a revolving door. We want a manager for 5, 10 plus years. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you change a model like of ruthlessness to something of consistency, you want consistency in one person. That doesn't happen overnight. There's going to be that little rough stage where you're going to be like, oh, I'm not used to this. Like, we've been spoiled as fans. That's what I keep trying to explain to people.
We are spoiled.
So when the strategy is now changed, you're expecting it to remain the same. We're expecting us to be consistently good, consistently fighting for titles. It doesn't work like that. You have to give the model time. If you really want to go with that model, you need to give it time. I don't really mind either model as long as we keep winning. However, when you want to change to something as drastic as trying to keep one manager in charge, such as Frank Lampard, inexperienced, blah, 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 this, and that, you have to give it time. You can't turn around and say, oh, I don't want this anymore when you committed to it. Everyone was happy with it at the beginning. Now, because we've gone through a little patch where it's not like we're losing, they're just not seeing the progress that we wanted to see. Everyone's turning their back on them already. Like, I just don't really get it.
And I just think that where we're so used to that model since 2004, where if you don't perform, you're gone. I think we've kind of slipped into that model of the way Abramovich thinks about bosses, about getting them out the door. You know what I mean? And it ain't our fault. It's just because it's the way we've seen. It's the way we've won trophies from it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It works for us. But where do we go and what is it that we want? Like, we've got to decide, do we want Lampard and do we want the long term? Because if that's the case, then you've got to give him time. But if you don't want Lampard, you don't want the long term, then Lampard's got to go. Yeah, I agree, because he's not going to do it in a short time. No way. I don't think he will.
So with everything that I've heard, we've basically said, give Lampard time. In the long term, he'll deliver, blah, 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 all of that. So basically, same principle goes for Ole as well. Give Ole time. In the long run, he's going to do something. Do you guys believe that too?
I didn't say Lampard will deliver, but I said you have to give him time. Why are we wasting our time? No. But you have to give him time to at least try and prove that he will deliver. The reason why we gave him the job is because we believe he could do it. Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm Lampard in, yeah, but you guys are just not giving me good enough reasons to.
Anita,
there's not good enough reasons.
But there ain't any bad enough reasons.
Yeah,
give me some bad enough reasons to get rid of him. No, that's my point. Everyone just goes, we drew Lampard out. We spent 200 million. Go.
We spent over 200 million.
Yes.
And we've had a 33% win rate.
But again, you know exactly why we spent 200 million. So don't be all like, we spent 200 million. Everyone knows exactly why we spent 200 million. Even with the 200 million pound signings, we can all still see there are some problems in the squad that we still need to fix. So why are you suddenly expecting, we spent 200 million, therefore all our problems are fixed? When you're saying every game, this is a problem, this is a problem, this is a problem, and it's not solved because we don't have the right players for it. How can you get angry? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
Question, Anita, who do you want? What manager?
I don't want anyone. I'm playing devil's advocate here. What do you mean? Please, I am Lampard in. I just want you guys to.
No. If Frank is to go, who do you want?
Yeah. If Frank's to go, I don't know who we can actually bring out there who's on the market at the minute. If my ideal would have been a return of Carlo Ancelotti, I've been wanting him before Sarri came. I would love for him to return.
God, no.
Nothing, yeah.
No, I can see that.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I love it. I love him. He plays amazing. He plays amazing football. What he does is just clear and concise, and he gets results. He's doing it with Everton at the minute, and let's face it.
Results. We saw what happened to Everton on the
best
weekend.
Players, and he's doing it with Everton at the minute.
We saw what happened with Everton that weekend. So what's your point?
Yes, but guess who's still top of the table?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but is it a long-lasting thing or is it a good start to the season?
You never know. You don't know that, man.
Explain. So exactly, you don't know yourself. So why are you suddenly like, Ancelotti's the guy? He's the guy. Like,
I would want Ancelotti. I would want Ancelotti. I 100% will want Ancelotti. 12 managers in 15 years. Culture must change at some stage. Lampard was a good start. What are you saying, Paul? Not he needs to end his tenure. What? Because he's saying was. But
he's saying that there's an improvement to happen.
Cool.
I don't think Lampard's the best manager in the world to do this job right now. I don't think that. I think there are better managers. However, I don't think they're available. Like,
exactly.
Obviously, would I love to have Klopp? Of course. Would I love to have Pep? Of course. But they're not options. They're not options. Like, realistically, they aren't options.
The reason why you sack a manager is because the position is untenable. Can you really honestly say Lampard's position is untenable? Like, he's going through a process. Like, you have to give the guy time. Like, even look at Ferguson. Ferguson, before he won his first FA Cup under United, was on the verge of being sacked. If he didn't win that FA Cup that year, he would have got sacked. And that's what people don't realize. Like, you have to give the process time to work. Even take football away from it. Like, if you don't give someone ample time, to take the resources that you've given to them to do the best job that they possibly can, you can't turn around and complain because you didn't give them the time to actually do the right job.
Exactly.
This is just life, not even football. So it's the same thing, same principle applied to Lampard, man. I just think we're flip-flopping, and you have to be careful about that. Like, 1 minute we're saying, Lampard in, we will win 3 games now. Everyone's like, I knew it. Yeah, Lampard, he was the guy all along.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just give it time. Let's see what's happening in 5 games. If we're not in the top 4 in like 5 games, then cool. I'll be the one biting.
Can we just do something, right? Can we stop at the end of every game before we come in here to talk about Lampard? Because it's like every game. Whether he wins or loses or draw, it's like, what do we think about Lampard? What do we think about Lampard? It's like, give the guy a couple games, man.
Let's get a neutral perspective in. Unfortunately, I put the link out and we got this as a result. We got this as a result.
He's the last person.
Serious though. Seriously, on a my guy to my guy type of basis. Like seriously, when Klopp came to Liverpool, how much time were you giving him to make some progress with your team? And how much time do you think we should give Lampard based on that? No jokes, because I'll run it back to when you guys were doing 8th.
Okay, right. Realistically, yeah. I wanted to see from the first season when he joined his first full season. I wanted top 4. That's the main. That was the main aim, top 4. And second season, I wanted top 4 again, secure top 4, and go far in the Champions League. Maybe the quarterfinals. If we reach the semis, it'll be good. And then third season, we just try and challenge for the title and go far in the Champions League. Either one of those. So in terms of going far, it'll be going to the final or winning it, basically. So basically, challenge for one of the major competitions.
So and basically, until like the third season, you wasn't really expecting much, basically.
Yeah, that's the normal stuff. That was Dortmund. At Dortmund, it was the third. It was the third or fourth season. He did something. But then again, we were shit.
Exactly.
Wait, what's happening? Why is everyone like? What's happening?
No, I feel fine losing.
I can't wait for 3 or 4 seasons until we win something.
That's your problem.
They're used to
that's the problem with your club. No, that's the problem with your club.
No, it's not the problem. It's how we work. We of a season, and that's all I'm used to. I cannot go 3 or 4 seasons saying that it's going to change. No, because you've had managers come in first season, see what's going on, sort out the problems. Second season, win the title. That's what we do.
The reason why it took Liverpool 4 seasons is because they weren't spending the money to do it quickly.
Yeah,
that's why. Chelsea did.
Don't forget, we were crap. We were very, very
exactly.
You weren't crap. We were title contenders. No,
you weren't.
They weren't title contenders.
They were.
Hold on. I swear Liverpool went. No, Ram. I swear you went second.
David, shut your mouth.
Remember Ram brought up the Klopp cycle. What is this about the Klopp cycle? How long until Liverpool started?
Prime. Can't believe you let him on it.
Just let him go. Let him go.
We had the likes of Shea Ram. Finish starting our team. Man, it was a
let's be honest though. Let's be honest. Like deep the cycle, if we're really being honest, 2006, I believe it was when Liverpool finished second, Rafa Benitez, and then obviously then they had the Kenny Dalglish era, the Roy Hodgson era. Those eras weren't great. Jay Spearing was anchoring the midfield, all of that kind of stuff.
7, 8.
And that's why I don't like when people compare the Klopp process to the it's not the same thing. Like
it isn't the same thing because Lampard had the superior first season to Klopp.
I'm not even trying to compare that.
I think Lampard.
Ram, your 3-year prediction of Liverpool sounded like Arsenal's 3-year prediction when they said when William went to Blimmin Arsenal they were going to win the Blimmin Champions League.
But it didn't actually happen because he won his Premier League in his 4th season. Therefore, he failed.
Failed.
We won the Champions League in our third season.
Failure.
Hey. Are you deaf? Are you deaf?
Ram. I swear there's an interview.
What did I say?
Ram, I swear there's an interview. I swear there's an interview.
You weren't listening, bro.
I swear there's an interview of Klopp saying that
you weren't listening.
In his first 3 years he's going to win the league, and I don't think he did.
No, first 3 seasons either win the league or challenge for the Champions League, and we won the Champions League, didn't we?
I don't remember that bit, but okay.
Ram, he didn't say that.
I'll let you live.
You know what? Liverpool, did I or did I not say we either challenge for either major?
No, Rams. Klopp did not say that. Can you
Rams is on now.
I can't believe you did that.
I feel like that's went left. Ram, I did say you need to be on your best behavior, my dear. So if you don't mind pressing that top right corner X button and go about your business. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the comments. So coming from what
See you in the comments.
Coming off of what Rand said from the beginning part, not all of that rubbish after. He gave Klopp 3 years. That's a manager with experience. Yes, he didn't have the money, but that's a manager who had won the Bundesliga. He had bags of experience under him. So I guess we can give Lampard at least 3 years, considering, no experience. We've heard it here from a Liverpool fan first. Liverpool put the most successful team in England. If they can give their manager 3 years, Chelsea fans, why can't we? Newski says the fact that Chelsea wouldn't want to swap teams with Everton, but can't play games that anyone wants to watch proves that coaching is an issue.
What?
I don't
get that.
Basically, what he's saying is the fact that we wouldn't swap teams with Everton, so that we wouldn't have Everton first 11 as our team, but we play football that no one can bear to watch.
That's BS, man. That's nonsense.
I enjoy watching.
He definitely supports Arsenal over there.
Sorry, Rams is still in the studio. This is your 3-second warning. I'm kicking you out in 2-1. Bye-bye. Yeah, I can see you, my G. Bye-bye. Anyway, as we were saying, yeah, I feel like that's a bunch of nonsense as well, to be honest.
Chelsea fans don't wait for 3 years. We can't do that.
There's no way in hell we can.
You see how mad it is, though, that fam, people are saying 1 week you'll say Lampard's not a tactical manager. The 1 week he decides to try and implement some sort of tactical to get a clean sheet, and that we're saying we should have attacked more. The next week we try and attack and we can see too much. He's saying, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a bit flip-floppy, and we're not allowing blocks to be placed, basically, and it's building blocks.
Yeah,
that is true, Daniel, but unfortunately this is the type of pressure you have being at a big club. We're not Arsenal, where you can get a fraud of a manager in to settle a mid-table club. No, unfortunately.
I mean, to be fair, right, considering the signings we did make, especially the defensive ones, when the defensive ones have been fit, we've kept 3 clean sheets in a row. Playing both as a 5-back and a 4-back.
How many goals did you score?
Thiago Silva.
Well, we won the Crystal Palace game 4-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and then
the games, you've got 2 clean sheets, but did we score any goals? No. So again, there's an imbalance. It's either we play defensively very well, but then attacking wise is absolutely abysmal, which we literally saw on Saturday. All of our, like Werner, Havertz, they had a shit game. Like, that was probably one of the worst performances they've had since they've been at Chelsea. And this is the problem. There's no balance. It's like one day we're good in defending, next day we're good in attacking. But once we attack, once we're scoring goals, we still leak as many goals at the back. So what Frank needs to do is find balance, sort it all out, because it's there, but there's still a work that needs to be done. And
we all know what. Sorry, finish before.
No, go on.
We all know what at least for me anyway, we don't have a problem in terms of scoring goals. The missing link is the final ball, which is what we get when Hakim Ziyech comes back. I think in terms of our defense, it's shown that once we have everybody fully fit, we're keeping 3 clean sheets. So I think once Ziyech comes back, we'll see that creativity and final delivery for Werner and Pulisic to start scoring goals again.
And that's the key word, balance, man. You can't say, but balance doesn't come overnight. Like, we win our next game and everyone's going to be calm again, and then thinking we won't drop points again. It will happen. Yeah. We're going to drop points again this season. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. So balance is something that comes over time. Once the team understands each other, gels each other. So yeah.
Really quickly, just going to read out this super chat. Blue FT216 says some of the games these English, bro. Some of the games this season are winnable. We should have been the exact same points as the top 2. In my opinion, Lampard is overcautious with some players on their injury issues, and no one can deny that. No one can.
Well, you don't know all about the injuries. None of us have any idea of how.
No idea what the injuries are. Yeah,
so
he's having to manage them, isn't he? He's definitely having to manage them, I think.
But you don't think he's being overcautious? You think maybe this is how long it needed to be, and not rushing everyone back in is the best.
I'd rather him be overcautious and rest them for an extra 2 games and have them for the rest of the season and try and rush them back for an extra game, only for them to get injured 10 games later.
Exactly what happened with Kante. Kante was rushed back. What happened? Got injured. It was stop-start last season.
With no pre-season as well, and that's what we forget. These guys are coming back into a start of a season, playing match games. Like it's a lot. It's a lot on their bodies, man. To just be asked them to play 90 minutes straight away. So people got to bear that in mind.
Exactly. If Frank was just throwing these guys in and then they continue getting injured, we'd be complaining.
Before I introduce Monster properly, Huncho M, welcome to the show. Do you have anything that you want to say regarding this whole Lampard situation that we were discussing? Oh my God.
Okay.
He did. He went.
And in that case, Monster, welcome to the show. Why are you late?
Internet issues in it, but it is what it is. The goal is back. Let's get into it. Listen, I saw you lot talking about things like balance and things like that. Listen, you lot are right. The problem we have right now is we're trying to find that balance, and where there's an imbalance is in midfield. It's choosing the right midfield, partnership in it. We've seen Kante and Kovacic. We've seen Kante and Jorginho. I see a lot of people blaming Kante for this and Kante for that, but it's like, bro, don't you know Kante's job? Kante's job is to recover the ball. His job is to break up play and things like that. Kante cannot be responsible for breaking the lines. Do you know what I mean? That's the job of Kovacic or Jorginho, innit? But like I said, the balance has to be found in midfield. I feel our defense with Thiago Silva in it, as we've all seen, our defense, when our full defense is fit, including the goalkeeper as well, in Mendy, we've conceded no goals. When our our attack is firing as well, barring the Man United game. But then again, in the Man United game, we gave up our midfield just to get defense in it. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Listen, don't worry, people. Thiago Silva's rested for the next game. I think next game we should put in some of. I think we should start hacking Ziyech. We should also give maybe Havertz and Werner a rest and get them ready for the weekend, innit? Because we're playing Krasnodar in Russia, which shouldn't be too big of a team too big of an arse to beat in it. So yeah, guys, that's that. You get me?
Well, welcome, Monster. Guess we've been missing you, eh?
The goal is back. The goal is back.
Lincoln, welcome to the show, my guy. Do you know what I find so funny? I find it so funny how obsessed other fans are with Chelsea at the minute. We've got another fan here who's not a Chelsea fan, but wants to say his 2 pence about Chelsea. As a Man United fan, Lincoln, what are you looking at? Look at me. Look at me. As a Man United fan, Lincoln, how long are you expecting us Chelsea fans to give Frank Lampard, considering all that you've seen from us as a team?
It's not that all of us seen. It's all that we've done, like prior to the season. Like all your signings. Like I expect Lampard. He may be inexperienced, just like Ollie, but I expect Lampard to deliver this season. Like even just one trophy, like top four in the trophy. That's what I expect from Lampard this season. Mm-hmm. But then when I look at what Lampard's doing with your players, like, okay, let's look at 3 things. Number 1, your board. You'll win there. Your board is good. The Glazers are crap. The Glazers are wood with that. Second of all, how he's managing the players. Well, we all know that Mason Mount, the godfather, is godson of Frank Lampard. But the management of him and other players, especially Callum Hudson-Odoi, I mean, he should already be a buying by the way he's been treated by Frank Lampard.
Yeah,
Lampard should be treating his players more better, like playing them in the right positions, like Ollie should be doing. Mm-hmm. And then,
do you know what's mad about what? Do you know what's mad about what Lincoln said? Yeah, it's the fact that we're gonna see tomorrow. We're probably gonna see Rudiger in defense over Tomori. So that's another young talent.
Oh yeah, Tomori as well. I'm surprised.
Yeah, another young talented player who's not gonna get a game. Do you know what I mean? The guy who came on against Liverpool and was balling out in defense, even though, we did concede, but we were down to 10 men. What do you expect? but Lampard just won't use him. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, that's another thing. Your starting 11 is not clear. Like the players that you have, you should already have a set starting 11. And then I'm seeing Pulisic on the right, and then he's on the left. Then you see Mount on the left, then he's on the right, then he's in the middle. Then
but our team's not been fit. Every single one of these things that you said has a reason for it. Like people just refuse to acknowledge because everyone just wants to be, I need to be the guy who's like, I'm identifying all the problems. No, just look at what's going on, look at everything in the grand context, and then talk about it. You're saying the way you're sounding, it's like we've had the worst starts to the season we've ever seen.
No, we definitely haven't had the worst.
No, but the way that everyone's talking, it's almost like it's that bad, and we're only 4 points off the top.
Yeah.
Everyone is saying that because of how much, just how much you spent. Like you expect rival fans to be looking at, but our players aren't fit, but Lampard's not really getting the players. Fam, you spent over 200 million in the summer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we know that.
But these players need to be on the pitch.
And again, you know exactly why we spent 200 million. We had more than 200 million from selling Morata and Hazard. We had a summer where we had two world-class players available to us for 110 million. So of course you were going to pick them up, considering there was nobody else who was going to pick them up. We had effectively we had a transfer ban where we didn't sign anyone. We had 2 summers, we fit it into one window. Everyone knows that for a fact, but because people want to have something to level against Chelsea, it's you spent £200 million, but you know exactly why we spent £200 million.
Lincoln, we were using this summer to play catch up, yeah, and you talk about all the money we've spent, and everyone was saying, "With this money, you have to challenge." Cool. On the football terrace, we Chelsea fans did a show where we went through the first half of the season, and we started talking about being challengers with City and Liverpool, this and that. And then everybody reacted off of that show and said, how can you expect a challenge? It's going to take a time for your players to click, yada, yada, yada. So which is it? Either we should be challenging with the players that we have, or it's going to take time for it to click.
I'm just saying with the players that we have, the expectation is there. But I would say in the we'll talk about context. In the context of the league positions, this season is not like any other season. I'll just say that. Like, you're gonna see teams that are not in the position that they should be, but because the season's all messed up, like teams are gonna be all over the place.
I would say though, yeah, we should have been. How many? So we're 4 points off the top. Let's say about 4. Those 4 points, yeah, that we are off the top is something we should have had. If you get what I mean. So we should be at least equal on points at the top of the table. And what I'm referring to is that draw against West Brom, that draw against Southampton. Those games shouldn't have happened. Those things shouldn't have happened, innit? We should be level at the top of the table, innit?
But Monster, that's again, we know exactly what happened in the Southampton game and the West Brom game. The West Brom game was literally 3 defensive mistakes from a guy. 2 of them was from a guy who's probably never going to play for Chelsea again in Marcos Alonso. And one of them was from Thiago Silva, who literally had been in the country for a week. All right. Yeah. Then the Southampton game, Thiago Silva, the guy who you have said is crucial to our defense, was injured, and our goalkeeper was injured. So we had the guy who we all know is the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League in goal.
Fact.
I get that.
I am firstly for me, I am not worried. Everyone,
I'm not worried either, to be honest.
4 points off this and this.
As long as we're in reach as long as we're within reach by Christmas, yeah.
Ain't no fine.
It shouldn't be a problem, innit? It shouldn't be a problem.
Also, can I address one thing? Lincoln, you said about Ollie being inexperienced.
Inexperience in the context of the clubs that he's managed. Like what? He's
already at the highest level, you mean?
The level.
He's been in the game like
cool.
10
I mean,
years.
he's been in it for a decade and he's won league trophies at Mold. But cool. If he's inexperienced, then what is Frank Lampard?
He's on work experience.
Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so everything you're saying, add that also into context. Even though we spent over 200 mil, Frank is basically on work experience then, if Ollie's inexperienced.
He's literally one of them international students that just have bare bread and can get whatever they want at the minute. But Lincoln, thank you so much for coming on. It's always nice to get an outside perspective on what the fans are seeing of us and everything. And everyone, you guys defended Lampard really well. So I guess I'm sold on this whole Lampard in situation. And
wait, what? You were Lampard out?
I was never Lampard out. I'm here playing devil's advocate. I'm speaking for the outsiders. Because I've just been getting so many DMs asking me weird questions about Lampard. I'm just thinking, mind your business. Mind your actual business. Like, let it go. Frank Lampard's not performing at the moment. Let Chelsea fans deal with that. We are allowed to question him, as we say all the time. We can question our managers. No one can tell us that we can't question our managers. We're all here, Lampard in for the minute. Bree, I'm sure Bree gives Lampard until Christmas to perform. I am probably the same because I'm an impatient Chelsea fan as well. But let's see how it goes. Like Monster said, if by Christmas things are picking up and we're in contention, no one can really talk too bad on us. I'm so sorry for people in the background that have just entered. You're too late. You're too late. Please get out my stream. Thank you very much.
Where's Faye? Where's her opinion?
Listen, we're not bringing on Faye today because we needed a balance. Yeah, we needed people that were gonna rebuttal the other fans. Yeah, we didn't need people that are agreeing.
We don't need infighting. We're not a fan.
I mean, I kind of back what she's saying still, but let's not speak about it.
I've had enough of defending our team against rivals, let alone our own blimmin'.
Hey, let me put this out there. Actually, let me put this out there. Let's set the scene. Prime went on the United show with me to go and say Chelsea were going to lose, and basically found the Chelsea. That's unacceptable.
I found the Chelsea.
He said, "I swear I saw Prime.
I said 4-2. Yeah.
He said we're going to lose 4-2.
You're bugging, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah, the context and why I said it made sense.
Unacceptable. Man.
Okay, explain. Let him explain the context. Explain the context.
No.
There is no context. There is
because I know how bad our defense is, and I figured we go out, have all the possession, have all the chances in the first half, not take them, and United beat us on the counter in the second half.
4-2.
Yeah, 4-2.
We kept 2 clean sheets with Thiago.
Cool. Yeah, I know, but I figured that's what would happen. Frank went into the game to play a 3 at the back. Ollie also went into the game to play counter. It ended up in an 0-0 draw.
They basically just did the same thing.
Prime, the truth be told with this stuff is, even if you got this slight doubt in your brain that you think you're going to lose, you do not tell everyone that you think we're going to lose. You support the
I'm also honest. I'm going to say it how you see it.
I'll never say Chelsea are going to lose.
Could you have been more wrong, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
I was wrong. I literally said I was wrong. I also said before the game that we'd win 2-1.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wait, so which one is it? 2-1 or 4-2? I'm confused.
Guys, let's leave him alone. He didn't know what to choose at the time. He made up for it. He said 2-1 just before the match started, right? Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's leave it at that. But let's just delve really quickly into that Man United Chelsea match. Yeah. So. Who's been whose opinion? Actually, Monster. I want to hear. No, I've already heard your opinion about the Man United match. I'm trying to think who's going to give me a little controversy.
Oh, I got mine straight away. You know, before I got my opinion on Lampard. The problem I have with Lampard is this is what I wanted to say. I spoke to Jem in the morning of the game, because obviously I found out that Tomori and Hudson-Odoi weren't in the squad in the morning, innit? And I messaged Jem straight away. I was like, bro, Tomori and Hudson-Odoi are not in the squad. I'm gonna flip out right now. Like, I'm gonna get so mad. And I have a problem with the way he handles the squad, his squad management and the management of players.
Wait, is this a negative of Lampard?
100%. That's my problem with Lampard.
Oh,
of course, I'm Lampard in, but the problem I have with Lampard is the management of players like Tomori and Hudson-Odoi. I don't know, for one, Tomori, how you can go from being the most trusted player at Derby, the player of the season at Derby, someone you can now groom at a bigger club, and he doesn't even get a game now. Can't even get a game. Tomori's tenure at Chelsea, I think he's had one bad game, and that was the Bournemouth game. Apart from that game, he hasn't had a bad game for Chelsea. We've seen Rudiger and Christensen make numerous of mistakes and get numerous of chances time and time again, and I don't understand. Hudson-Odoi, I've already put it on my Twitter. I said, bro, you've got to leave as soon as possible. January 1st, just go. Because if you can't get minutes as a winger when Ziyech's injured, Pulisic is still trying to find fitness.
Even when he was injured, remember?
Exactly.
Even when he was injured.
And Mount is starting on the wing. bro, you've got to go for your own sake. And I want to see these players shine. Like I'm a fan. Me and my boy, we've got a saying. We say Roy Hodgson is the only manager who wants to free the mandem. He likes to play this attacking football. Like,
I agree with Daniel. You know, I actually agree.
It's poor, man. It's poor.
He's handling. There's been certain things where I've watched in Lampard's management, and I'm going to be honest. Maybe it's because he's a young manager, innit? But obviously, his handling of those players, number one, has been abysmal. That's
Rudiger's coming back. Can you imagine?
Yeah, like number.
Hey, don't disrespect Rudy.
Lampard said he plays players based on merit, right? That's what he's. Or was it meritocracy? Whatever you want to call it. That's what he said, isn't it? But how does the likes of Rudiger and Christensen getting the team over Tomori, number one, based on meritocracy? Those guys have made, like Daniel said, made countless mistakes, costing us game after game after game after game, innit? Yeah. Let's be. Am I lying though? Am I lying?
You have to drop a Marcus Alonso.
But hold on. Not just that. Even Caballero, Kepa over Caballero. Caballero, people say, he conceded 3 goals against West Brom. None of those goals were his mistakes. None of them were. Whenever he was called into play, he did all he can. He did the best he could. He never once cost us a goal. Kepa, time and time again, cost us games, cost us points. The same thing when Mount was playing over Hudson-Odoi, it was clear as daylight. Hudson-Odoi was better on the wing than Mason Mount. Mason Mount, even when both Pulisic and Ziyech were injured, Mason Mount still got in over him on the wing when clearly we needed width. People keep telling me it's because Mason Mount presses. Bruv, a winger's primary role is not to press. It's not to press. Do you know what I mean? There's countless wingers out there who don't press. That's not the primary role of a winger. Go on.
There's a little answer to what you're talking about, actually. Yeah, it goes down to we don't know what's going on in training and what they do in training. Wait. Just wait. It doesn't matter. Wait.
Go on.
If his attitude stinks and he's not, whatever he's doing in training is not in Lampard's eye working in terms of him getting in the squad, which we don't know. We don't know what's going on in the backgrounds. There might be certain things that, yes, I agree he's a winger and you should play him in their positions. I get that. But the fact that Frank Lampard's not shown any commitment to him tells me that there must be an attitude issue. There must be something going on in training because we clearly wait. Because we clearly know that Hudson-Odoi is talented. We know Hudson-Odoi is talented, and I get that. But then, what other reason is there not to blim him playing?
Shall I tell you why?
There's no other reason.
Shall I tell you why that's wrong? Let's go off of their last game. Who's had a better last game, Hudson-Odoi or Mason Mount?
Hudson-Odoi.
Thank you very much.
Much better last game.
This is always my team.
The last time they played.
Is that where did he play? West Brom.
Who
when he came and against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace was his last game.
Crystal Palace as well. And then Mason Mount last game.
Bro, you know what it is? It's not just Lampard. Hold on. It's not just Lampard that did that. Southgate did the same thing, playing Mount on the right wing over Jadon Sancho. Tell me what is Jadon Sancho?
But that was punishment. That was punishment.
That was
allow it, man. I'm tired of hearing this.
It could be his work ethic. Does he work hard enough for the team when he's playing?
Shut up. This kid has Sancho looked good when he plays for England?
Better than Mason Mount.
That's not answering my question.
What do you mean? Let's not do this.
If you have the option of 2 goals, what is the
answer my question? Don't bring up girls into this. You don't get them either. Answer my question.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wait, are you telling me you'd have Mason Mount on the wing for England?
That's not answering my question.
So that's the end of the argument.
It's not the end of the argument. Answer my question.
Is it a good?
In answering that question,
answer my question. Answer my question.
No. You answer my question. I'm hosting this. You answer my question. Sancho or Mount? Who are you having on the wing?
I'd rather play a different winger. I wouldn't play Mount, but I'd play a different winger.
Over Sancho.
He hasn't looked good playing for England. So does he justify a start? No.
I think Sancho and Hudson-Odoi are on a complete different level here. Like you choose Sancho all day over Mount.
But you're comparing directly with Mount. I'm saying that Sancho hasn't justified a start for England.
Mason, it's as simple. Listen, it's as simple as this.
He's done a lot more for his club, Prime.
I mean,
a lot more for his club.
Hold on.
Oh, what, in an England shirt?
When Mason Mount plays on the wing,
shirt.
when Mason Mount plays on the wing, just count that wing as a wing that's not even in the game. It's done. It's redundant. It's null point and extent.
Why isn't anyone answering my question though?
Oh, because Prime, your question.
Because you're comparing it with Mason Mount. I'm not.
No, Prime. If you're gonna be like, oh, let me talk. No, I'm Kevin De Bruyne now. Let me talk. Let me talk.
Let me talk.
I'm saying, Prime. If you have the option of a 4 or a 6, you're taking the 6 because even though the 6 isn't great, it's better than the 4. All right. So has Sancho been good enough to start? No, but has he been better than Mount? Yes. So you start.
But I have just said Mount shouldn't be starting because you're comparing Mount
Why
to
are you
Sancho.
arguing?
I'm not. I'm saying Sancho doesn't justify a start either. He should be playing a different winger.
But we gave you 2 options, okay? The options were Sancho or Mount. Those were the
why is no one answering my question then?
Oh, what's your question?
Sancho
Prime, reiterate your question. What's your question?
I don't think Sancho should be starting for England because I don't think he's done enough in an England shirt. Should he be playing Mount? No, obviously not. But Sancho doesn't justify a start, in my opinion.
You should never pick players based on just their England form because then players like Theo Walcott are banging in goals left and right.
Cool, but you don't have to factor in both because Rashford plays well for England.
What fan does this hide lemons?
England.
What fan does this hide lemons of? Like, what team? Because if we want to, I don't even want to bring up when Callum Hudson-Odoi was tearing apart Bukayo Saka last season, bruv. Let's not even go there, bruv.
Yeah, but Monster, there's many games where he's been on the pitch and he hasn't done fuck all as well. I'm sorry, we stick up for him a lot. But
listen. But sometimes you're right, Jem. Sometimes you're right in terms of a player might not necessarily do the best, but sometimes just the threat of them being on that wing is an issue. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes them just running into space brings that problem. People think I'm slandering Mount. I'm not slandering Mount. I'm saying if you're going to play him in midfield. You don't play. Is Man United going to play if say like the other day, would Man United have played Bruno or Van der Beek on the wing? No, they didn't. What did they do? They played Dan James because at the end of the day, it brings balance. It didn't work out the way it should, but that's what you do, innit? Do you get what I mean? You don't play midfield.
Funny that you're still all fixated and just focused on the whole Mountain thing.
It's not Mason Mount's fault.
I felt the same way. Hold on. I felt the same. Wait. I felt the same way on Sunday when he put Kai Havertz on the wing. I felt the exact same way. So it's not just about Mount or whatever. I felt the same way about Kai Havertz.
Do you know the funny thing is? I saw the lineup and I thought that, he's going to put Havertz at Cam. And we're going to have 2 people, we can have Werner who could go in and... No.
It's never going to be that.
Oh my God, I can't be bothered. That's it. No, my actual problem with Frank is the positioning of players. That's my only thing with him. I feel like if you don't want to start Odoi, that's cool. But then if you don't want to start Odoi, take the 70, 80 mil. My thing with Hudson-Odoi is if Bayern Munich, one of the most efficiently run clubs, want your player for 70 mil, you probably should play him because he might be half decent.
That's my point. he might even half decent. He should be starting over the guys who have been starting in that position. Now Ziyech is back here. We're going to forget all about Hudson-Odoi because we want to see our big guns play. But the chance for Hudson-Odoi to play it's a bit like the Reece Nelson Arteta thing. Reece Nelson in the limited minutes he's had, he's got good statistical evidence to show why he should be playing in the time when they don't have the full team available necessarily to them. Play the players that are available right now.
Do you know what angers me as well?
Also,
do you know what? Hold on. Do you know what angers me as well? Do you know the worst thing is that what they do to this kid is that they will, when he's looking, when there's rumors about him leaving or he might be looking to leave, they play him in that period for 2 or 3 games until the window shuts and then just drop him to the bench. It's so unfair.
Hey, that's what the England national team do with these players that come from other countries. They'll take you 1 cap, you play your 1 cap, you'll never play for England again.
Word to Saka.
No, literally. I said it. Saka, Tomori, Tammy Abraham, all these guys, delusional. And I'll call them out for it. Delusional. Why are you playing? You're not gonna make it in the England squad. You're not. You're just not. There's gonna be another striker who's gonna come along.
Another Bolo.
Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin is already better than Tammy. Literally, Calvert-Lewin is already.
He won't be.
No, I'm not having this.
He'll be the
No, I'm
new
not having
Bambi.
this.
Calvert-Lewin is not better than Tammy Abraham.
I'm not having. No.
Wait. Clarity, Daniel. Did you just say Calvert-Lewin is better than Tammy Abraham?
Calvert-Lewin is better than Tammy Abraham.
Currently,
okay, David, rebuttal.
He's not better than. All I'm saying, at this exact time last year, Tammy was top goal scorer in the Premier League, and everyone was like, "Yo, Tammy's the freaking guy." Wait till
I did not say that. No,
but a lot of people did. Wait for the whole season, then we can start.
And then we talk about it.
I think he's better. I think he's better than. I just think Calvert is a tapping merchant.
He's
man.
better.
You know what I mean? I think he's a tapping merchant.
He's better.
Simple as that.
We'll see.
Anyway.
When he scores 16 Premier League goals in one season, then we can start talking.
He had what?
Sharp words, boy.
He had 14 last season, so I'm sure he'll make 50. I have a wager actually.
Who had 14? Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin had 14.
No, he's gonna do better than Tammy. I can't lie. He's gonna do better.
Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison both scored for 13-14 last season, so I have £100 bet on them getting.
Well, Monster, of course, he's going to do better than Tammy Abraham
because he gets more minutes, isn't it?
David,
Yeah, I know.
David, all those goals you brought up about Tammy, the majority of them he got, or a good portion of them he got in a small chunk of games.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Guys, can I just ask
But what about the rest of the
Can I ask a
season?
question? Hold on. Everyone, hold on. Why on God's green earth are we talking about Tammy at this moment in time?
No, let's get away from him.
Can we just move on? We ain't going to see Tammy that much this season anyway. But speaking of Tammy, what is up with Frank Lampard bringing on these ineffective subs such as Tammy, such as Mount, like 70 minutes, or in the Sevilla game, 91 minutes? What's the point of bringing them in at that moment in time?
He still needs to work on his in-game management. That's one thing we saw clearly from last season that he needs to work on, innit?
Yeah.
His changes come too late in the game. The only time I can really remember where he brought on someone that changed the game was last season against Arsenal when he brought Jorginho on and he switched from a three at the back to back four and Jorginho in the middle and he changed up the game. But apart from that, he really does need to change. He needs to work on his in-game management.
Yeah, and he needs time to do that. Remember, at the end of the day, it's 2 years, guys. You know what I mean? He does need time. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, give the guy time. He's going to make these mistakes, though. What are you expecting from him? I don't get it. It's 2 years.
To be fair to Frank, he either starts with the right team and makes the wrong subs, or he starts with the wrong team and makes the right subs. I don't know how he manages to do it, but every time it's always one or the other. He just needs to work on it. Really quickly,
because I'm repressed for time. I know Terry wants to do another show after this. Monster, you're talking about his in-game management. Man United game, what would your tactics have been and where would you have gone different from Lampard?
I would have gone with the strongest lineup. Obviously, fair enough. If Ziyech didn't play, I'm starting with Hudson-Odoi. I don't care what anyone says. I know people are telling me, I got a lot of people telling me, why? Because we can't go out there and do what we did last season. I wasn't saying we were going to go do what we were doing last season. But last season, if you notice as well, the reason why we lost that game was because our strikers at the time were not clinical enough. We've got clinical players now. Go out there. Go and attack them. Go and win the game. The game was there for the taking for both teams. You know what I mean? But we went out there. Let's not lie. We went out there for a draw. Like if we're being honest, we didn't go out there to win. We went out there for a draw, and we got the draw. So yeah.
So did United as well. By the way, United fans, just letting you know, you lot went out there for a draw too. So don't be on your high horse because I'm seeing.
But they did attack us. I don't remember. I can't really remember us attacking them. Maybe that one time Pulisic did something, but I can't remember. I was struggling to remember.
Second half,
we were that bad in the first half. In the first half, we were on the upper hand, but our finishing was just that bad. We got to the final third.
We didn't really create a chance.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and you know what's mad? Do you know what's mad? How can we get dominated in midfield by a midfield of Fred McTominay and Bruno Fernandes?
Because we had Jorginho. Jorginho's -1.
He's not a box-to-box, is he? He's just sits there and he's just
Fred and
like playing with
McTominay.
10 men.
If
They've got an engine, that's why. Jorginho ain't got an engine.
If Lampard wants to play defensively, playing Jorginho is a big mistake. It's very obvious. It is a big mistake. So that's why
your midfield gets overrun so easily because the guy can't cover space.
But we were outnumbered in midfield as well.
And that's why you see
outnumbered.
Kante running
That's not the point,
everywhere.
though. That isn't the point. If you've got a midfield of Kante and Kovacic, bruv, Fred McTominay, do you think I'm worried? Jorginho, right? When Jorginho doesn't have the ball, he's ineffective. That's why in Sarri's
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
In Sarri's season, the most goals we conceded were cutbacks. The reason why is because you had Kante to go and cover for like defensively on the other side, and when the ball gets cut back, Jorginho's not covering space because he's not fast enough. He just isn't. Like,
yes, but obviously what you need to factor in.
He needs to be like having the ball all the time. When you're in a game where the possession is 50-50, Jorginho is not effective. Just isn't.
I don't blame Jorginho for the situation that he's in. He's a player that requires to be protected. He needs to be protected. If he's not the centerpiece of your system, then he's going to be exposed, especially coming to the Premier League in a league that is expanding. Well,
how do you protect someone like him in that position? I don't get it.
You benched him for Kovacic.
I mean, it comes back to the point that I always said. If Juve were able to protect Pirlo, who did not run in that system, it's possible to protect Jorginho. It just depends on if you want
different caliber of players first.
Of course, but you could. Jorginho managed to get second. Like, sorry, man.
And again, bear in mind, different league. Pirlo wasn't in Premier League.
Come on, man.
Of course,
Pirlo in the Prem probably would have got spun a couple of times. Like, his class is permanent, and when you even look at Pirlo, you can't really put him in the same conversation with Jorginho.
Of course, they're not in the same conversation, but in terms of legs, Pirlo don't have legs either. If he came Premier League,
Jorginho has those games where he's really good. Everybody knows Jorginho is a great player, but it's that he's just not suited. Like the way Lampard wants to play his football, he's just not suited.
He's not. Wait. He's not suited for certain games. So if you're going to go away to Manchester United when you know you need legs, you play Kovacic. But if you're playing at home where you're playing against a team that's pretty much pinned in their box, you play Jorginho because he controls and dictates the game with the possession. So he is a good option to have. That's what I'm trying to get at. You don't not use him. You know, you use him for certain games where you know you're going to be dominant with the possession, and you know that he's not going to be having to run around like a fart.
When Jorginho has been exposed, it's been in our transitions. It's like when he's required to run back because we're so open. Like he's normally in the right position when we have the ball, but when it's time for when we played Kovacic and Kante last year, and even this year, it's not like we've been so better. Jorginho's been our best midfielder.
Have we played Kovacic Kante this year?
I don't even know, but
he got subbed on. Kovacic got subbed on one of our matches.
But has Jorginho been our best midfielder this year?
No.
He's not.
No.
Who has?
Havertz.
No, I'm talking about the centre.
We've not had
in the pivot. Jorginho.
Kante's been better.
Kante's always
better. Kante's been better.
Yeah.
And you're not being serious now.
Yeah.
Of course he is. He is better.
Talk to the stats.
Kante's pass accuracy is at an all-time low.
Talk to the stats. His interceptions. His
if you want to judge midfielders by pass accuracy, of course Jorginho is going to be the best.
Jorginho is a passing king.
Yeah, I guess.
Actually, you know what? That's not even true. Jorginho is a little bit of a fraud. You know, that guy's passing is very overrated. I'm sorry, the way the guy passes the ball, it's like, give me the ball, let me do my little 5-yard, 3-yard pass.
Yeah.
However, whenever you see a man try and do a cross-field ball or try and do something, it never comes up. It don't.
I'm not going to stand for it. I can't lie to you. I'm not going to stand for it.
Jorginho's been quality this season.
I've always said this. If Pep managed to pull off that Jorginho move, he will be so much more appreciated. And it's because he's being used wrong. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Yeah, we know that because he was
so if you know that, you can't disrespect him based on the fact that the system isn't working for him.
I'm not. You can, because I don't think it's the system that's not working for him. I think it's the league, and I think you need to accept that, Daniel.
Danny. If I'm Sam Allardyce or Sean Dyche, all right, and I want to play long ball football, if I've got Lionel Messi up front, yeah, it's cool. He's sick, but it's not. He doesn't fit what I'm trying to do here.
So what we're saying is a system player.
Yeah, no, we're agreeing.
That's what you're saying. Yeah?
We're agreeing. I don't think Jorginho is an awful player.
So David, if Jorginho went to Man City, would they get the best out of him?
Yeah, of course they would, because in every single game they've got.
So he's a system player. That's what we're saying. He's a system player. Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, I think if Jorginho went to Man City, Jorginho would get run over. But cool.
He can't be worse than Rodri. So
what do you mean? Rodri's a baller,
100%.
bro.
You know what? Rodri's better going forward. I don't think Rodri's that great. If I'm being honest with you, he's not a baller.
I wanted to know quickly if there's time. Yeah, I wanted to know what everyone's thoughts are on the Kante situation, like what everyone's saying about Kante on the TL and that he should be dropped and all that.
Crap.
He's not being used properly, bro.
It doesn't matter. He still does a lot. Yeah, you know what it is with Kante? Because he doesn't do anything spectacular, and we're so used to see him doing what he always does every season. Everyone expects more, and it's like, because you don't see that, it's like, all right, he's not playing that well. He's not this. He's not that.
What do people expect of Kante? Like, people want him to be. They want him to be what? Fernandinho and Gundogan all in one.
Yeah,
like, come on,
it doesn't work like that.
You use him to clean up play, recover the ball. What he's meant to do is he's meant to clean up play, recover the ball, lay it off to Jorginho or Kovacic, and them lot progress the ball. Them lot seem to think Kante's like this. I don't know, like he's everything in one. Do you know what I mean? The reason why he's not working is because look at when we're playing, look at how far forward Kante is. Most of the time.
Monster. This is my thing with starting Kovacic over Jorginho. My thing is that now what's happening is that Kante's winning the ball, and then he's like, right, let me pass the ball to Jorginho. Now, what Jorginho is going to naturally do is give a 5-yard pass back sideways, backwards, or maybe like a little chip over somebody, which isn't really progressing.
Or he's behind him, so he can't.
One of the biggest, the second best progressor of the ball in Europe last year was Kovacic.
Yeah.
My thing is when Kante. No. But it's true. No. But
we went through our best patch last year. It was Jorginho and Kovacic playing in the pivot. So don't say
no. Wait, Daniel, are you for this whole Kante slander at the minute?
No, I'm not. I'm just
Danny.
Yeah,
Danny.
You know what? Let David speak before he bursts.
No. But what I'm saying is, you're literally proving my point. My point is that whether you have Jorginho or Kante next to him, Kovacic is key to the system because he's the actual progressor of the ball. He's the actual progressor of the ball.
Anita, actually, wait, I'll message you in a private.
David, do you have any more rants you want to get off your chest?
It's not really a rant. It's just that, we all know how good Kovacic was our player of the season last year. He was our best player. And now everyone's like, oh, the midfield's in bad. Wait for the guy to get him back. Then we can start talking.
All right, let's move on now. Boring.
All right.
Leave Kante alone, man.
Yeah, it's getting silly. Leave my boy.
I'm in trouble at the minute because I was only meant to keep this for an hour. It's been an hour 15. Obviously, there's 700 of you still tuned in, despite the matches actually going on. You guys are real G's, man. But listen, hit that like button for me. Make sure you subscribe as well. But let's quickly just go through next 5 games. Yeah, let's see where we're gonna be at because clearly last time we were here, we were at 39 points, I believe, or something.
What?
By December? By December.
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. And we'd predicted win, and win.
Hey, no, do you guys not remember when I said we drew against West Brom? I said we drew against West Brom. You laughed at me. Now look.
Get out. Don't try. Fam, you're moving like Peter, fam. Claim us. We all said this. We've all come back to bite our asses. All right. We play Burnley next on the weekend. What are we taking from this match? Let's be smart and cautious.
We should win.
We should win.
We got to win. We draw on 3 in a row. We've got to blimmin' win one, haven't we? Blimmin' hell.
Win.
Yeah.
You have to. It's a must win.
It's got to be a win.
If it was a draw, though. Just like,
not happy.
I would have
happy.
surprised.
Oh, real quickly, I'm going to take this off just really quickly. We're going to come back to it. I've only got 5 minutes left. I sound like them people in church, fam. I've only got 5 minutes left. However, we have what you guys have all been crying for. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
The prodigal son returns.
Kai, really quickly, I've
been following you guys for a while now. Doing good.
I know you've been watching the show. Talk to me really quickly. What are your thoughts?
How much time do you have? I'll just keep
it
short.
5 minutes. Just 5 minutes.
Just keep it short. I think the question, like today, I was asked this really good question. Do any of our players that we bought look better than what they were with their previous managers?
Ben Chilwell.
That you can't.
Not
really.
Before Chelsea were interested in Chilwell, he was balling out. So before we actually registered our interest, he was like the best left back in the league. He was. Or second best left back.
Chilwell looked the same.
But he went for a bad patch.
Yeah, when Chelsea, do you know what I said? When Chelsea registered their interest, his form dipped.
Secondly,
next point.
Yeah, next point is we have an issue at Chelsea. If fans want to admit it or not, if you want to be objective about it, Lampard has a 51% win rate.
Yeah.
That is the third worst. The only people who have a less win rate is EVB and our intern Heading.
Big use.
Yeah. Take of that whatever you will, but that's any other manager would get sacked. So Lampard is just riding his luck. Let's be honest. Like, I want the guy to do good, man, but if by Christmas he doesn't fix up, man, he's gonna end up with that letter in the mail, man.
We've drawn 3 games, we've lost 1, and what? 1-3, yeah? Is that our record?
We won 2, man. Where did you get 3 from?
2. Talk about his total record, including last season.
Total record.
No, it's everything. Like, since he came to Chelsea.
Keep
in mind, AVB played less games, right? And Hiddink played only he managed it for half a season.
I think the thing is, not everyone's understanding, and that's what I'm trying to hammer home. And I keep trying to, whatever platform I go on, I try and say this. Lampard's not the same as the managers we've had before. If you're trying to class him as the guys that have come in, won a trophy in their first or second year, then fair enough. But if you're classing him as a manager who's come under a new process, a new regime, where you want him to last 10 years and be successful for 10 years, then you've got to be patient. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, you got to be patient. But what are you basing that patience on? With Klopp, before he came, he won a title, right? He won titles. The same thing with Ancelotti. Before he came to us, he won titles. We knew those managers are capable of success. But do we really know that Lampard is capable of success? Or are we just riding that emotionally,
We don't know.
Like Justin Bieber fans, like we need to look at it objectively.
No, we don't.
If we look at it objectively, targets are not being met. Let's be honest. I want the guy to be successful, but let's be honest, right?
I mean, to say targets have not been met after 5 games of the season, I think is a bit reaching. Because we are
10th. We are 10th after spending 259 million.
Yeah, but we're also 4 points off the top.
4 points off the top.
Yeah, and Man United.
Context.
But we need to look at ourselves, not at the teams around us. If we were a good team, we would have been.
The BS. I'm sorry. Right. You always look at the teams around you. Because if I only focus on myself, how do I know whether I'm winning or not? Dropping 2 points.
But David, can you guarantee me? Can you tell me that it will change? Can you 100% tell me that it will change in the future?
Could you not?
Hoping. What's what?
No,
you think Roman is gonna hope as well? You think Roman is gonna be like, I hope this guy is gonna work out after 259 million? Right?
After we lost 3-0 to Arsenal, did you think Conte was gonna change?
No, David.
But at the same point,
David. Let me just let me answer that, David. When he lost 3-0 to Arsenal,
it changed everything, man.
Wait, everything. The only thing they were saying in the press at the time is, when is Conte going to switch to his back 3 system? Because he was playing a back 4 back then, and as soon as he switched to his back,
the only thing Mount did is move out from the midfield to the wing. That's all he did, man.
It was what he knew, wasn't it?
When has Lampard started with his best team 1-11? Then we can start talking.
No, this is not to say anything until we get halfway through the season.
We don't even know Lampard's best team.
But David, think about it, right?
Also,
I need just one point. I promise.
Okay,
one
point,
I promise.
Give the last point. Last point,
because I have to be gone as well. Last point is, Conte changed the whole system and brought in new players in order for us to be a better team. The only thing Lampard have done is move Mount from the midfield to the wing, and then he moved Pulisic to the wrong wing, our best player. That's the only thing he have done, and you are looking at it like he is going to change everything. That is just optimism, man. You're basically like a girl who constantly get cheated on, but she's like, one day he will change. I know he will, but like, it's the same thing, man. It's the same logic. There is no logic behind it. Maybe you're just a young guy, David, but I cannot. I do not. I want him to be successful, but at the same time, I'm riding it based on objectivity.
Kai, he hasn't cheated on me yet, so we can wait. When he starts cheating, then we start talking. I still got hope.
David, the signs are there.
They haven't done it yet. I can't prosecute someone who hasn't done anything wrong.
It's emotional right now. Moving to the
He hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't done anything wrong. Holy.
You guys bring up Conte.
David, he has less wins than Avram Gant as a Chelsea
Kai,
manager.
I was talking metaphorically.
I took it back to Grant. I'm done.
Kai, I was talking metaphorically. I know he's done stuff wrong. I was talking about in your example of girl cheating. I was saying he hasn't cheated on me yet, so we wait. When they then cheat, then we can start talking.
Just don't understand. Man.
Let's just chill, bro.
Guys. Kai, it is always a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, pleasure to be on, guys. You've been doing good. You've been doing good.
Kai, the legend.
I have missed you.
I told you all Kai would be back.
I can't be back on camera, but I can be back like sound wise. It's fine. I don't.
Please, all you gotta do is just change the name to something else, and they won't even.
Just change it to you love Lampard, yeah.
Yeah,
I do love Lampard, you know, but it's like when you're in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
You're in a relationship, and your girl is always doing something stupid, right? You can't just be like, babe, I love you, you're amazing, you're doing everything. You be like, hey, you're burning the omelet for the 100th time. It's the same omelet. How many times can you burn the omelet, man? It's the same logic, man.
Why do you always confirm it to relationships? Have you had these?
It's the easiest.
It's a metaphor, man. It's a metaphor, you know. Anyway, guys, I gotta go, man. It was a pleasure, man. Take care.
Bye. And then, as usual, we always have a latecomer. I'm so sorry. It's far too late. I saw you in the background messing up with your internet. It is far too late.
My internet is moving mad.
Story of Chess's life.
Story of your life. Honestly. But listen,
I came home today, yeah.
I bet he's lagging too. You lagging, huh? You lagging?
You're lagging.
Man lags every day.
Generally speaking, though, I've ran 21 minutes over, and I know Terry's gonna be pissed off with me. So listen, let's just end it here really quickly. What are we expecting from the Krasnodar match? I want score predictions. Jem.
5-0.
David.
4-1.
Bridget.
3-1.
Daniel.
3-0.
Prime.
3-0.
I don't know why Prime makes me laugh, man. What did you say? 2-0.
3-0. You guys would know if you weren't laughing.
Monster.
1-0.
1-0. No way.
No, because to go out to Russia it's a tough place to go win.
All right, let's leave that there.
If you watch the Bayern Munich game today, you'll know what I'm talking about, innit?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Apparently they struggled.
They really struggled.
All right, Ches.
2-0.
2-0.
Minimum. Minimum.
I'm hoping it looked like Callum was on the plane. I was looking at Ziyech's Instagram. It looked like Callum was there.
He was there.
I'm hoping Callum gets his start.
He's on the bench, man. Just chill.
Let's hope he gets his start. But to conclude on this, we've discussed Lampard at full length. If you ever want to watch this back to come and slander us about being Lampard in like 6 months' time, fair enough. But we're all pretty much Lampard in at the minute. It's too early to call, apart from Kai, who's already asking the big boy questions. Have we got our bias glasses on because he's a legend? We don't know, but time will tell, and let's just give it until, well, in Jem's opinion, let's give it until the end of the season. In Bridget's opinion, let's give it until December. In my opinion, let's give it until next week. It's been fun, guys. It's been fun, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel.
Hold on, Anita.
Wait.
Ooh. Terry said in the comments Fabinho's hamstring is gone.
Oh, mad.
Can I just say something? Yeah? Let me put myself.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
No, it's long.
Let me make myself big.
Hey.
When I told Liverpool fans that their team needs a complete re-up because this season is going to be difficult for them if they do not, and I got racially abused, I got sexist abuse, I got all types of abuse. Guess who won? Guess who won?
Bamboozled.
David.
Don't say that because it makes it sound like you did some judge.
David, David, my Liverpool fourth looks good on the cards, mate.
It looks good. It looks good right now. I can't lie.
Listen.
Fully, he's done. That's
Listen.
3-4 weeks out minimum.
Oh,
No, that's more than that. That's
Let's
6
see what
weeks, bruv.
happens.
That's 6 weeks. Game
When
over.
I told y'all they cannot do it.
Who's gonna even play centre back now? Why now?
Reece Williams.
He won't play him. I don't think he'll play him.
No, he got something today.
Henderson.
Williams, the guy with the big bum.
He was playing Premier League 2 football 2 days ago against Chelsea.
Hendo, bro.
You know what would be the icing on the cake here is if Lampard does beat Klopp the next time around, then I can reel up my video and be like, guess who won, ho? Guess who won?
Anita, they're saying bring Ram back on. Ram's too scared now.
What's Ram gonna do? Ram, you got the link. Come back on.
Where's Rami, Anna?
I'll get you with Terry. I'm legally blind, fam.
Another one bites the dust.
Ram, this is an argument I want to have right now, my G. This is an argument I need to have right now.
Another one down.
But try coming in incognito, my G.
That's another one down. We told him.
Monster, all this pray for the rivals talk. Was this you? All these injuries, is this you?
No, I mean, I just said that. Remember what I said earlier on? I said, if, for 3 seasons they've gone injury-free. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was going to happen.
It was always going to happen. And I'm talking from experience from, watching Chelsea playing things like that. You can't go 3 seasons without refreshing your squad, playing the same players over and over again.
Oh, no, guys.
It's all good.
No, we're going to have a vigil for these guys. Vigil for Virgil.
Oh, oh my God.
The guy showed a shirt. I said, oh my days. I say we go Hyde Park tomorrow, release some doves, some white balloons, and literally go on our knees.
Black and white.
We need to go to Boris Johnson. Forget about what Marcus Rashford is doing. That's not important. We got to postpone the league.
No, what? You're saying null and void the league?
No, we got to pause it.
Null and void.
Yeah, because the VAR's against Liverpool. Did you not see the way that his foot was on the line, and that's not a penalty? Look at the rules.
Did you not
see the way Mane was offside? Look at the rules. He's offside.
What about Pickford? Watch Klopp complain to the Premier League about Fabinho getting injured in the Champions League. That's something they would do. 1,000%.
Anyway,
guys. It's been fun. Let's have a visual. Let's pray for Van Dijk. Let's pray for Fabinho.
This is cool though, because Liverpool, they've won their 1 Premier League, so they're happy now. It doesn't matter.
That's it. It's back to 8th now. Go and sit down there and just chill.
Well, no, Arsenal are 8th. So
9th, 7th. Yeah, 7th. Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, we need to end this now. But thank you guys for listening in. Make sure you like and subscribe again. Make sure you follow Jem on Twitter, on Instagram at CFCGem. Make sure you follow David at David.
Anita with your NSARS there, with like Nigerian heritage, obviously. And you
David, I wouldn't have it from Anita. It's
I expected that of you. It's
from your country.
Thank you.
Sorry. Follow David Shorinwa.
It's actually Shoringwa. Get it right.
I'm not like Oliwa Buemi or something. No, I'm not like that.
Did you just say
David, I'm Nigerian. I've never heard of your last name.
Yeah, your last name's a disease, though. Follow David Shorinwa on Instagram. Follow Miss X Blue on Instagram. Follow Daniel Bamidji. That's easy to say.
Easy.
That one's easy to say. On Twitter and Instagram. Follow Prime on Twitter and Instagram and his Twitch account as well. Follow Monster on Twitter, Instagram, and on his YouTube channel also. Thank you guys for staying with us despite all the matches going on. And we are out. Thanks so much.
Peace.